Hi everyone, today we are continuing on our series of how to draw different features and we're going to continue with noses. So as my materials I have charcoal, I have blending sticks, I have a regular rubber and I've got one of these rubbers as well for precision. So people normally have quite a lot of trouble drawing noses, and I think the most important thing that we have to understand is that first of all the nose is a triangular shape and it sticks out of the face, as we know. So I think the trouble comes because there's a lot of planes in a nose. So I've explained on previous videos what a plane is, but basically every time an object falls into space, I'm going to demonstrate with my mobile phone case, it's a plane. So that would be one plane, and then once it falls into space it becomes a different plane. So in the case of the nose we got loads, and that's what makes them complicated to draw. It's the same as when you're doing hands and feet, for instance. They're also complicated to draw because of that reason. So if we understand that this plane is coming on the side and this is on the front and that's on the side and that one is at the bottom, the easiest way to do it is to understand where the light is hitting the object first. So the plane that is mostly hitting the light is the one that is further front, which would be this one. So that one will always be lighter than that one and that one, unless you've got lighting coming from the side, yeah? And then that would change. So I think it's very important to understand where the planes are, that it's a triangular shape, and doing a little bit of direction mark making. So let's demonstrate it rather than talk and see if we can understand it properly. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I am going to draw a triangle to help me as guidance, yeah? And I'm going to round it at the bottom because noses are rounded at the bottom. So here I am going to locate the bridge of the nose, and there at the bottom I'm going to do the round tip of the nose. So I'm drawing with my charcoal sideways, so I don't want any definition right now. And here I'm going to draw the nostril, and there the other nostril. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is that here I'm actually going to include the two planes that are going sideways on the nose. Yeah, so that's what I've got right now. And from here I'm going to start bringing a little bit of definition. I'm going to include the tip of the nose. I'm going to draw the nostrils. And it's okay if they're not exactly the same, because nothing in the body is perfectly symmetrical, and if you draw it too symmetrical it won't actually look very realistic. And I'm also going to draw the outline for here, the outline for there, yeah. And I'm gonna put those little bits, they kind of like curve inwards, and I'm gonna bring a little bit of a shadow in this little triangle bit, yeah. And here I'm going to bring a bit of an outline into where the shadows are. So from here I'm gonna start by putting on tone on my darkest darks, which will be of course the nostrils. And then I'm going to continue with a small one. Doing the dark bits, because it's below the nose is always the darkest bits. So below, the part below the nostrils, on the sides. And then we're going to have a light mid that I'm going to lighten up in a little bit with a blending stick. I'm going to put a shadow as well on the bridge and on the middle because I'm going to rub them out, yeah. And then on the side planes, these ones, I'm going to make it quite dark, might blend in afterwards. Okay, so that's what I've got right now. So next up, I'm gonna get my blending stick and I'm gonna give myself a little bit of lighten up some bits and smooth out some bits before I start erasing. I'm kind of correcting the drawing where it's gone wrong and also smoothing out. I want to get rid of lines that are too strong, and I want to correct shape where I couldn't get definition with my charcoal stick. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is that using the straightness of the rubber, I'm going to instantly bring a light on the bridge. Yeah. Then I'm gonna get this rubber, and we usually have like, not all noses, but most have kind of like two lights on either side of the tip of the nose, and then it's slightly bit darker in the middle. And using a little bit less pressure, I'm going to rub out there as well. And then I'm going to rub out here a little bit, observing the shape of the light. Okay. So at the moment, my planes are really, really dark. I'm going to use directional mark making, going sideways to make it a little bit lighter. And also with the directional mark making, it's going to help give the illusion that this is sinking into the face. I am going to bring a little bit of light here, and I'm also going to bring a light in the middle because here is where the cheeks are. So it's important not just to look at the cheeks, but also to look at the face and what's happening in the face. And I give the nose some context. So from here, I'm gonna go back to, first of all, I'm gonna bring up my highlights a little bit better. I'm gonna do a bit of blending. I'm gonna bring this shadow a little bit higher up. And I need to play around with it a little bit. So noses are surely not easy to draw, but I think with enough practice, you can get to a result that you can be happy with. And it's also understanding that it's in the context of the face. Nothing has to be completely perfect. You just want to be suggesting rather than being super mega realistic. So notice how I'm doing just the top bit here darker to give depth to a nostril. Yeah. And here I'm gonna bit of emphasis here. And I'm also going to round up a little bit of shadow here because from the bridge to the tip of the nose is always a little tiny shadow. Okay, I could carry on drawing this nose for a whole day, but I'm just gonna leave it here. I hope that was pretty useful for you and that you'll feel more confident next time you draw a nose. Take care. Bye bye.